Well, you ready, honey?
Ready.
Well, hello, friends, and welcome to my second Tuesday Tale here in Badbeard's basement. I am Sam Schneider, the host. What we've started here on our second Tuesday Tale is to start our conversation. I opened my phone, which is already live, and pulled up on Instagram, and I scroll through the folks I'm following, and I got a lot of great friends, and usually I'm meeting them and talking to them on another little show I do. But this is specific to just me sharing a bit about them, how I know them, our experience. I have my lovely partner, Megan K. Ham Und.
No one ever pronounces it right.
It's a
Thank you.
first for everything on today's show. It's Meg. And she's going to be joining me because I thought it'd be a little fun for us to chat. I can tell her about this friend, and then we're just going to continue a fantastic dialogue from there.
Yeah, buddy.
Buddy. And actually, just a few days ago, she was actually editing all day, my great editor, cutting together our wonderful, how would you call that? Not a makeup tutorial.
Well, it would be kind of like that, wouldn't it?
Yeah, because people learned a lot.
You were
I did
very
Meg's makeup, and it
It's
went so
professional.
good. Yeah, I might go pro. I don't know. But that was fun, and we'll share that soon. But she was cutting that today, and
It was
here
a
she
lot of
is.
work.
It was
Editing
a lot
is
more work than you
work.
thought. So it goes.
Yeah.
So jumping straight into it here on Tuesday Tales, I got it already open. What I'm going to do is I go to my homepage here. Welcome. This is Apple's fantastic whatever it is. And I go to my following, and I just start scrolling. We'll let it load here if it chooses to.
You should close your eyes when you do it.
You want me to close my eyes? In the zone. Here we go. So it looked like I follow around 3,000 folks, 3,000 lovely folks. And like I said last time, I'm going to shoot you straight. If I like them, I'll tell you about them. If I don't like them, I'll tell you why I don't like them. But
Oh my God.
likely I wouldn't follow them if I didn't like them. So we'll see. Is my arrow still on the screen?
Yeah, you're still going.
And
I don't think there's anyone you don't like anyway.
that's true. I love everybody. And here we are. I am opening my eyes. Oh! Can you see that far?
No.
I can barely see that far, but I can see that it's Andrew Campo. Yahweh. Little Andrew Campo, who has, let's pull him up here. I want him. What a great dude. Such a cool guy. You got the chance to meet Andrew. And he's been on my show. So he actually sat down with us here in the basement after Barber Vintage last year. So it's been a year.
Or maybe two.
No,
I don't know.
it was within
it?
the year.
Oh.
He's not a new acquaintance by any means, but we work in the moto industry together. He is a proprietor of Vana magazine. Used to be Meta until Meta became Meta, and then was the only Meta. So now they're Vana, and they're doing a great job. It's a coffee table book, but it's more than that. It's art, and with a lot of my friends, I have great, unique experiences. But with Andrew, our time seemingly is always at live events. We've met, they're everywhere. And then having him here, I got to know him on a deeper level. But more specifically,
How
deep enough to share on live streaming platform, I guess. Well, Andrew's a sweet guy, and he has his magazine for all the right reasons because he is a unique little bird. Getting a chance to talk to him, he starts off very unassuming. But then the deeper you go, you kind of find out how
He's
quirky.
got good jokes.
He's got good jokes. They're like sleepers. But one of the really cool things that Andrew was working on with Derek Mayberry, who would be another lovely guy to land on and scroll, they put together the Motorcycle Film Festival. Vana partnered with Triumph, our local corporate entity here in Atlanta, Georgia, has been working on the Vana Film Festival. This will be its second year.
Oh, cool. They're doing it again. Oh, cool.
And if you have a film or are making a film, I do believe they put some specifics. We're looking for this type of whatever, but if you have something moto related that is within recent years, it can go on the Vana Motorcycle Film Festival, and you could win first place, which I don't know what you win, but I'm sure I can only imagine it's a motorcycle. You probably win a motorcycle.
It does have to be a really cool thing, though. 'Cause
Oh, no,
all
it's
the
gotta be
stuff that
good.
was in there was legit.
They were really
cool.
good. And then we went to Dad's Bar with Alan.
Andrew got us drinks.
And then we got a chance to hang out in Birmingham, Alabama.
Was last year when you met him first, or had you met him previously?
No, I actually met him in Denver. I was passing through town for a wedding,
Oh.
Chase Garrett's wedding.
Oh.
I had ridden.
That's so
I had ridden from Los Angeles to Denver, Colorado for Chase Garrett's wedding on a sweet Triumph Tiger 1200. It was fun. I made a trip out of it, but one of the places I stopped was to see Andrew in Denver, and we had coffee. It was like right during, like, COVID was very active. Everything had to be a thing, and so that's why life on the road was easy at the time. But yeah, we got to meet there, and then as you do on the internet, and then catch up again at Barber, and then have him here on the show. When somebody's on my show, we get to have a longer conversation, and it can be really focused to learn more about them. While I'll say he's new acquaintance, I have been learning and getting to know much better, and I'm excited for what we get into in the future. But talking about Andrew and meeting in Denver just reminds me of what I did on that lovely trip, which is where I got my alligator license. Because that's what you do in Colorado, is you get your license to wrestle alligators where they're native.
Obviously.
But no, it was where I also linked up with Danger Dan.
Oh, yeah.
That's where I did that whole trip. Sweet dude. Also has a podcast, which everybody should go check out. Yeah, but I feel like I haven't done a trip like that in a while.
An alligator trip?
Yeah.
I'm a little behind on my alligator trips.
Halfway cross-country motorcycle trip. I feel like I haven't done one of those in a while.
Yeah.
For that same during COVID, I did the Ducati trip with Frankie Perez, and that was fully across. That was zigzagged up and down, but yeah, I don't know. I haven't been out on the road.
Almost died on that one.
A couple times, yeah.
A little sleepy.
You shouldn't fall
Got a
asleep
little
while you're
sleepy
riding a
on the ride.
motorcycle, yeah. Frankie thought I was trying to be a funny guy, bobbing and weaving close to the semi. I was in front of him. And they give you great cruise controls on this, like, multi-strada, and it had all the bells and whistles. It had been a late night and an early morning, but we were driving, I believe, into Jersey, and it had been raining, and it was just, like, enough that, like, you're, like, in a comfortable heat that just, like, you need to sleep. It was
Like
just,
a
like, a little, like a wet blankie in Jersey.
Hmm.
I remember we were driving and working late, doing all the edits, and then starting early and packing, and then itself is exhausting. But that morning particular, I got a little sleepy that as I started drifting, you do the head bobs, which at first feel like I'm just going to, for a second,
Shake
it off. And then I was kind of out, and this is his recount of what happened. I come kind of close to the median, up to the semi-truck, right under the trailer towards the tires, but like to it, back over to the wall, and then back over into the truck, and then just under the edge of it, just a little. And he thinks I'm being a funny guy.
Oh, gosh.
I am just sleeping sweetly. I go
Having the
back,
best
dreams ever. Then I veer back over, and we have these big hard cases on the bikes, and boom, right into the side, and I just start dragging against the center divider, and they have these like reflectors that stick off the side. I'm just like in these things, and I guess it took just a couple seconds, and I woke up, obviously, and to that bike's credit, I was still going forward, got a hold of the bars, and I was like, okay, awake, and we had Cardo headsets. I was able to very quickly confirm to him, like, all right, we were in traffic going so slow with that kind of temperature, and you're like 50, but I was like, I gotta go.
Oh, my God.
I just gripped it and ripped it, and I said, I'll see you at the next stop, and I was gone.
Glad you made it out.
Hey, glad I made it too, guys, and thanks, Andrew, for bringing this story to light. And Frankie, I hope you're well wherever you are. I think Vegas for a show. I think he's always on
nice.
a program there. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Thank you for joining me today, Meg.
Yeah, pleasure.
I know this
And
is.
how fun that you landed on Andrew.
Yeah. I honestly think which makes it fun is like no one like to land on.
Yeah.
We'll find out how G into 13 into R my stories will get with whoever I land on because it varies.
Never know.
Never know. But I imagine with this, hopefully it allows just for like a first one, kind of just a longer form conversation and how it goes and share what's going on and what's coming next. And then having you in the conversation as well helps kind of the ball rolling, as it were.
Yeah. You don't feel like you're talking to a wall.
Yeah, like I love talking to walls, does it for me. But conversation with you anytime is a good time.
Get at it.
But even in this conversation, like there a direction that I should be taking this portion of the show? Is there something that I should be focusing on or speaking to? Because it's the kind of life I'm living in my entire show. Everything I do is basically like life lived, the perspective of Sam Badbeard, right?
Yeah.
What do you think people would give a shit to hear? What do they think they? It used to be that I feel like I was so and people that I interacted with participated, but now it does feel like a little bit of a vacuum. Like Am I talking to anybody? And like, if I am talking to somebody, what do they care to know about me?
Well, I do think you're fighting with the Instagram algorithm, but that aside, I think everyone's tuning in for the character that is Sam Badbeard. So, my opinion, and anyone can add theirs. I think that they just want to see you living life, hear your stories, have conversations with you, what you're about, and you have so many friends, and hearing stories about those friends is really fun. But just
Well, because
you being you, I think is
I like
the
learning,
appeal.
like that's what we're doing in life, right? Is everything is like, and to be grown on in all ways. But why am I so confused lately? Like, that I felt so, like, on Instagram and like social media outlet, and like the difference. Like, now, I guess fortunately with this, it's all going out on different platforms that I can be a little more, to like in the YouTubes, and it's a
Well, I think part of your confusion is because when you're not getting feedback or the platform isn't working the way that it used to, you feel like the same difference it is to have me on the couch versus you telling a story to the wall. It's just a little bit easier to have just a little bit of feedback. When you're never getting that feedback, you're just kind of feel like you're fizzling out, or you're not, momentum you need to continue. Does that?
I think
is that what you
100%.
think?
It's entirely feedback.
Yeah.
It's
So,
like almost like, and if you're not a social media person, like found me on whatever platform you did, so thanks for being here. But Instagram was such a tool for me for so long that like just what I understood. But then when the algorithms change, however it changes, whatever changes, it almost became like the inverse, where instead of supporting and community growth and sharing, it almost like you were getting like by posting, and like too much was the problem, and like all of a sudden it just kind of like like, I guess I just won't anymore. And then the less you do, the less you engage, and then the less you interact. Feedback is 100% the lack of. Let's say I'm talking to a wall,
yeah.
speaking into a vacuum. And even as far as community is concerned, I won't call it a disservice. I did the dramatic change in moving across the country. I alienated myself from an entire, of individuals that I care about and were all my friends. That was a lot of my community too,
Yeah.
that provided feedback, live events, and it's music or moto or what have you. Coming to Georgia definitely shifted that. So maybe it was just like a perfect storm of just all of a sudden crickets.
Yeah, sure, it all plays into it, but the good news is
Yeah.
you are still who you are.
Yeah.
Life is still great. On guess, huh?
The TikTok. What's up, TikTok? Yeah. I suppose, much as I try to avoid it, like for myself, I don't know how TikTok set up their platform, but it is so, like, it can just suck you in, and you just get sucked into that scroll so easy.
Yeah.
That I was like, I can't, I try not to have it on my phone because I don't want to get,
You gotta get your time limits dialed
yeah. So I just didn't have it.
in until it pops up and says, one more minute to ignore for the day.
Sometimes, day is long. Sitting on set, time. But leaning into that and figuring out how that will serve me, I guess, is part of the story.
Yeah.
And then finding community here in Atlanta, it's been dramatically different than how it worked on the West Coast for me. So that's been an experience in itself. But
There's a lot of friends, close proximity.
location was key.
Yeah.
They were living in my house. They were in my neighborhood, and they were just around the corner on the
Yeah.
street. It was like tacos with Grace every Tuesday.
Yeah. Grace, love you, Grace.
Yeah, shout out Grace. But just that there was an endless amount of individuals not far, even still in the country.
Yeah.
If you're in the perimeter proper Atlanta,
A little easier.
but even still
easier.
a drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess wherever we're at now, whatever I'm doing now is just to continue to bang the drum.
Yeah. You
Just
got a
hopefully-
nice beat going.
I got a nice beat. Well, I'm waiting for the echo. Hopefully I'm just not hearing my own echo, which I guess an echo is. So maybe I'm not listening for an echo. Maybe I want to hear someone else's drum. Or bring a,
Jazz flute.
Yeah, bring a jazz flute, bring a tambourine. Heck, bring the spoons. Everybody loves a good set of spoons.
Yeah.
As we conversate and as we expand on conversation, after 18 minutes of dialogue, I hope that these can be a little more structured in the sense that, like, have something specific to talk about rather than just trying to figure it out on the fly. Because even my show, when I'm interviewing folks, like, I would say 9 times out of 10, they're a total stranger.
Yeah.
So that conversation, while very entertaining to me, I hope that when I'm introducing them to the world, they have that same level of curiosity that makes that interesting. But with these dialogues, I want them to be more pointed.
With like Tuesday Tale
Correct.
situation.
Like, I'm happy, it starts and where it goes from there. But I would love, and even if it's just, to conversate with you, like, able to talk to you helps me identify in myself, what, like, helps make it make sense. It helps clears the fog a little bit. So I can kind of more macro level of what's going on rather than being stuck in like processes. Because even, guys weren't here for the setup, but I was twisting all the knobs and plugging all the things in, and mic check 1 2.
Looks really great.
Thank you. And it's been a long road to get here to make it that I can do relatively easily, so that we can do it again. But even still, it's like Tuesday, and I feel like, oh, I haven't gotten my Tuesday tale out yet. We got to get this, and then even my episode yesterday I haven't shared yet, but it's one into the another. But
I think that Tuesday is going to end up being really easy for you once you get the ball rolling, though. And because it's relaxed and candid, and it's about scrolling and talking about a friend, not as much pressure on it. Obviously, I'm saying that outside looking in. You can, speak to it yourself. But
you're on the couch.
Yeah. I'm in a blankie, in a sweatshirt.
And you got a cute dog.
And I got a cute little dog. So I'm feeling relaxed and candid.
Yeah. I hope that as people get to know me, if you don't already know me, my background being here, the guy that I am and the man that I'm trying to be is rooted in several specific things. And that's self-work development, physical mindfulness, how I treat myself, how I treat others, what I try to do and what I want to do in this world is all exemplified and experienced through what the show is. And as it expands and continues down the path, that's who I hope to attract, is people that are looking for that, exchange, which I want it to be a conversation. I want to hear some feedback. Honestly, the most feedback I get is from my mother, Lynn Schneider. Shout out to Lynn Schneider. Big fan, mommy. But
and my dad.
Your dad.
Shout out.
Greg Hammond. Yeah, I really look forward to getting back to a place where it's like I sit down and I know what I want to talk about because it's already on my mind. I don't want to continue to sit down and just like flounder, think about, because I feel like it is confusing because if they don't know me, I got to tell them who I am.
Well, are you having fun?
That's fortunately why after a year, which we didn't even do a celebratory anniversary post, like done over 70 shows, but we've been running over a year.
Yeah.
It is fun.
Well, good.
Yeah. All the knobs, making it sound good is like a puzzle for me. That's fun. And then wherever this insatiable need to talk, that's part of it.
You're having fun. I say you're doing a good job.
Yeah.
All that matters. Right?
Well, and I appreciate you hanging out while I figure it out. And hopefully, people like hearing from you too, and we can continue having these mutual dialogues.
Yeah.
We go through life.
Here for you, babe.
Thanks, baby. Because like I say, it's all dog tails and rainbows. It's always just as good as it can get.
Yeah.
And maybe next week we share, exciting news that's in our world.
Ooh.
We'll let you ponder that.
Nail biter. They're like, we don't care.
No. I guess, but with that, anything else you think I need to cover, or do you think that was kind of a good...
Yeah. Cover as far as life, or as far as Andrew, or as far as...
Whatever I'm doing right now, whatever this is turning into.
I think you did it. You're just hanging out, having a combo, talking about a pal, sharing a story, sharing life, sharing a lesson. Just relaxed. We're just chilling. No
Super
pressure.
Relaxed.
Yeah.
For 23 minutes and 12 seconds. I think it was riveting. I hope you haven't fallen off the edge of your seat. One, I think, too, with TikTok, I want to be mindful that as, you see these little short clips, these snippets.
Yeah.
I want to get a little more proactive in pumping out several of those.
Yeah.
That I have an hour-long conversation, like several that I could be putting out. And I don't know the right way to do it other than to just do it. I hope I don't, the interwebs in some way, but it seems like that's the only way that would work, or that's the only way that you're supposed to do it. But I don't know.
I have no idea. I wish I could give you some input.
Maybe we can watch some TikToks and learn.
Okay.
All right. Well, with that, folks, thank you for tuning in yet again to our second Tuesday Tale. Shout out to Andrew Campo of Vana Magazine. I'm excited for what's coming up next for them. Go check them out. I can only imagine it's Vana.com, and if it's not, it should be.
Yeah, it is very cool. It's a very cool magazine.
I can see one from here. It's on the far side over there.
I used it in my Christmas decorations this year, actually.
Yeah, all stuff. Well, and they got... we didn't even tell you what it is, but it's just it's travel, it's art, it's photographers, it's It is heavy moto.
It's beautiful. It really is.
Because Andrew loves to ride, but it's super well put together, and it's great.
Yeah.
Get out.
Thanks,
Andrew. This week brought to you by Vana Magazine and Megan K. Handem. Oh.
Who?
It's Meg. But we'll see you guys next week for our next Tuesday Tale. Maybe it'll be you. It could be you.
Me?
Yeah, why not? I'll follow you.
Could be.
We'll see. Yeah.
Bye.